All right, welcome everyone to another edition of Martial Arts Management Group Success Session. These are webcasts where we interview industry leaders and successful school owners to hear from them what's happening in their business and what's made them successful. So I want to start with introducing not only a friend of mine but a client of mine, Jose DeCervo of Sovereign Martial Arts in New Jersey. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Excellent, sir. Thank you for having us here today.
And Jose, I don't know how many people that's listening, know you or know of Sovereign Martial Arts. So why don't you start off with simply giving us a little bit of background, a little bit of history about yourself that leads up to who you are, where you are, and what Sovereign Martial Arts is about right now.
Okay. Well, I've always loved the martial arts since young, and got into it, trained diligently with it. I studied with Paul Vizio at first, Kung Fu, and Judo with the Judo instructor as well. Then from there, I went to learn Shotokan Karate with the late Adriel Muniz. Once he passed, then I was pretty much on my own from there, and opened a school. I had 5 unsuccessful schools at the time. I kept opening one, failing, opening another, failing, another one failing, and so on. Until one day, I said, I got to make this happen, and just opened and worked hard at everything that made sense, but nothing that I knew about, but just worked hard and worked hard and worked hard. Put a team together and kept working at it. Then from there, lost it all, got divorced, and started over again.
And so that was at one time was just one school?
That was 1.5.
Okay.
To get into 2. And then from there, got remarried to Jana, whom you know already.
Right.
But it's really important that I say this. At that time, it was a transitional point in my life in every area, including in my faith. I was not a Christian. I was brought up Christian, but I wasn't a practicing Christian, where I went through that transition, and I knew something had to change in my life. And this is a real quick story in there that I rented a hotel in Pennsylvania, and I just put myself in there for 4 days by myself, just God and I just went through so many changes, personal changes in there, that when I left that hotel room, everything about me was different. Everything about business had to be different. Everything about how I dealt was different. And that was the beginning of major changes in my life. And that was back in 2006. By 2009, I'm divorced. By 2010, I'm remarried again, and we're starting this thing again. And in just 3.5 years, we have three really good schools. In that time is where we met you, and I was looking to find somebody with credibility, somebody whom we can connect with, and somebody whom had a history of doing great things and sharing. So my wife and I decided to be part of Barry Vanover Premier Martial Arts Leaders Edge, and it was a great thing for us because it put a lot of things that were up in the air all over the place organized, and it gave us a really clear direction on how to take action, how to put things together, how to continue building the team. And it's just awesome. And like you said, I'm not only a client, but we've become great friends, and I really enjoy that relationship as well. Right. So that's what has brought us up to here since.
Well, I thank you for that. And speaking of brought us, tell us where you are now. Literally, what cities are your 3 schools located in? What does each school look like financially? Number of students? Those types of things, so everyone can get an idea. And let's start with the first school to the last school that you opened.
Okay, the first school was where I started in Bellvue, New Jersey. I started there in 1997, December of 96, so by 97 was really kicking in. We're still there now with just a different name. Today's name is Sovereign Martial Arts. We're at about 450 members right now active.
Nice.
That's grossing a neighborhood of 45 to 60,000 per month. I'd like to bring that up to 80,000. So we're really excited about that.
And when owners hear someone say, we're grossing somewhere between 45 and $60,000, some owner may be sitting there going, well, what, he doesn't know how much he's grossing, or are those real numbers? Because that's a huge difference in 45 and 60. Well, what school owners have to understand is when you have the ability to bring in cash in-house your school, from down payments, paid in fulls on new memberships, upgrades, that's not going to be the same every month. So depending on the number of new students you sign up, the number of upgrades, 1 month, it just is a freak thing that the percentage of paid in fulls are much higher, so we brought in more money. So I wanted to clarify to new school owners, when you hear an owner that's saying we bring in between 45 and 60,000, that's probably an owner that's being more accurate than one going, I bring in $40,000 every month. Well, unless that's all your billing check, then that's probably less accurate. So I wanted to clarify that. Okay, so Bellvue is where we're at. Go ahead, continue, please.
And then from there, we have Rahway in Rahway, New Jersey. Pretty beautiful place, growing as well. We're at 22,000 in there. We're looking to bring that to 30,000 by year end. In tuition alone, we want to bring it to 30,000. So therefore, it'll be 45 to 50,000 gross, which is where we want to bring it by the year end. It's a really happening place. It's growing, and we've had turnarounds of team members in there, so that's why it has taken slow time to grow to where we want it to be. But it's definitely on its way there. So we're excited about that as well.
How many students are in Rahway, New Jersey?
Currently, right now, we're 152 students active right now. And, the numbers is everything. So if we can manage our numbers and lead our team to the top, I know that we're going to get there by the end of year latest.
Okay, awesome.
From there, we went to Howell, New Jersey. We have a small location there that's I like to say that is pregnant. And we don't want to abort any babies in there. So we're really careful to make sure that school continues growing. Right now, again, same thing, big turnaround on team, instructors there. But I think that right now we have a good handle on what's happening in that school. And by year end, we're looking to be at 25 total gross. I want to make sure we're there so that we can then go to a bigger spot and be able to do what we do in the other two schools and repeat the process.
Right. Now, I've been to that location. And what's the square feet of Howell?
Howell is right now 1,600 square feet.
Right. So that's
right now.
Okay. And how many students are there?
Right now we have 100 members right now, and growing. Just this week we've already enrolled 9 members. So it's exciting because we still have pending. The month is just getting into the halftime right now. So I believe that it's going to be a great month, maybe 20 enrollments this month there, which is our goal, and continue repeating that process all the way through. And like I said, the reason for that is because right now is where we have a good team in that location. And I want to say, finally,
Right. That's really amazing. Talking about 3.5 years of accomplishing this. I recently did a survey with school owners, as you well know, and you helped me promote it. What we saw in that survey was of all of the people, if you averaged all the people that took the survey and you cut it right in the middle, which would be the mean number, most schools, the average school in the United States has about 150 students. Wow. So when you look at what you guys have accomplished, because you got a total of around 700 students, looks like, right? And you're bringing in somewhere in that 80 to 90 to $95,000 a month gross revenue. That's pretty amazing. That's really amazing. Okay, now the biggest challenge. What's in your career as one of the leaders in the martial arts industry? What's been one of your biggest challenges that you've had to overcome?
I think I've learned a lot of lessons along the way. Right now, I think that the biggest challenge that we're facing and we've faced, and I think, if we've been able to solve most of it, I think I want to enjoy that for a good time to come. And that is, having a good team, a team that, is coachable, teachable, reliable, can execute the call and make things happen, it's probably been the biggest challenge for us so far.
Well, that's not uncommon. When I talk to school owners and I begin consulting, usually the two biggest problems they're having is these staffing situations, or they don't have any idea of what they need to do for marketing. So, speaking of marketing, what are some of your top go-to marketing actions that you guys feel that those are your big result getters?
I think the top is internet, and I love doing direct mail. I think those are the biggest one, but we don't rely on it totally, and we don't sit back with it. We do a lot of canvassing, we do a lot of events, school talks, just getting involved in the community. Right now we're getting ready for 3 movie theaters so that when these Ninja Turtles come out, we're going to be there with a table. We're hooking up with ShopRite to be able to have a table there every week. And that's because the Chick-fil-A in our area doesn't allow us to do it. I would have loved to do it that way, but ShopRite is good too. There's a lot of walking traffic in there. The mall has a lot of different stores. So we're getting all of that connected, and it's really, really been doing a great thing. So leads keep piling in from the walk-ins to the ones that we send from canvassing all the way to the internet. So I think that's a holistic approach that is best to do to get the best results.
Something kind of off topic. I mean, it's marketing, but I do know from working with you that you guys did a billboard recently, and I've never asked you how that worked out. I get a lot of owners will ask me about billboards, so I have my canned consulting research answer to that, but how did the billboard work for you guys?
Well, I like the billboard because in the area in Howell that we're in, a lot of things is based on what you see. There's hardly no traffic where we're at. There's no walking traffic really. It looks like it's going to be changing, but that's not there. The billboard has gotten us about a student a month since we put it up. I like it, but I think we can do better with less money. As far as the bragging rights to have a billboard, yeah, I mean, you can say that, but doesn't mean that I think it's the best investment for the dollar. I think we can do better with that money.
Well, normally when I think of a billboard, I usually think of it's very expensive, at least in my area. And, I would only recommend using a billboard if you're using it for directions. If you're in such a bad location that no one can find you and you need that billboard on the main road, the main street to give directions to find you, then by all means, that's probably a good investment. Which sounds kind of like what you guys were doing. You were using the billboard because you weren't getting a lot of the walk-in or drive-by traffic.
Yes, it has definitely done that as well.
What's one of your, we talked about your staff challenges, your team building challenges, and frankly, I know a lot of your guys, I think, and I've been working with you guys for a while, I think you do a great job with training your staff and team. It's just the fact that you're dealing with more people. We're not in a business like a Starbucks or a lot of businesses where anybody really can do the jobs we need done. Finding martial arts instructors, program or enrollment managers, these are highly skilled areas that take martial arts skill, personality, character. It's just very difficult to find. And now you've got 3 locations trying to find these people, and it's just, it's more intense. But I think you guys have done a good job. And that's a common challenge. What do you think one of your biggest victories you've had so far in your career?
I think that the biggest victory has been, being able to grow rapidly, being able to team up with you and Premier, the network. I think the going through the challenge of having not such a good team to, I think right now we have a great team. I'm in love with the team we have right now. I think Jana and I are totally in love with the team that we have right now. And that's a victory because now I can enjoy the meetings rather than go in frustrated. Right. I can go in with the better vision rather than like trying to push the vision,
right.
And I think all the negatives are gone, and all the people that want to are in, and that have the potential and the ability to get it done. So that's a big victory right there. The other victory is the rewards of doing what we're doing. That we're not uh, making ends meet. You know, I have grown to the level of being totally responsible with finances and what to do with them, and I'm always asking you questions about it. And people that have a great success, what do they do with their money? How do they do those things? Because this is new to me. I've never had it like that. So I thank God for it. I'm excited about it. And yes, that's a victory. And the other victory is personal because you don't want to just waste your money and spend because you never had it. So a good thing is to save and see your savings growing. That's a victory, and be able to have a good future. God forbid you lose everything, to be able to go, well, we can start again. We can do it over, and we don't have to be suffering to do it over. Things can go a different way. So those are like really good victories, and that would be a good advice for any business owner, school owner, to make sure they're saving, saving, saving till it hurts, and then some, because you don't want to find yourself in a mess financially in the future.
Because I get the opportunity to work with so many school owners. I hear it all the time. I hear, they're having a tax problem. People, pay your taxes. Be lucky you're in the United States, where our taxes aren't as high as other countries, but be proud and simply pay your taxes, because their government's going to get their money one way or the other eventually, and you can either give it to them on your own free will, or they're going to come take it, right? So pay your taxes, pay your payroll taxes, save your money.
Yes.
It's funny that you mentioned this. I had this conversation this morning with someone. If your school's making lots of money, you're making $60,000 a month, but all your business and personal expenses equal $70,000 a month, you're still broke, right? So that's really good advice.
Yes.
So, now you have 3 locations. Remember back when you were a single school owner versus having 3 locations, what do you feel is, I don't know, what advice could you give someone? What's the big difference? Because we got a lot of school owners that have 1 location and they're thinking about the next location. You have any advice for them?
Yes. Well, it's important to know that I don't think I ever wanted to be a multiple school owner. It kind of like went to that because you fall in love with people that want to do with you, and I was blessed to have that. And with that, I said, okay, let's do it, and I trusted that process. Now, when I'm in it, then I began to learn. I didn't learn before and then do it, but simply one school is awesome. It has its benefits, but having multiple is also awesome, and it has its benefits. But I think that what you need to, or what we need to look for, is that we definitely have good managers, great instructors, and that we ourselves are taking care of us, our energy, our health, our mind, that we're well versed in our industry, we have knowledge, and that we're connected with bigger things than us, such as you, Premier Martial Arts, or a person like you, Barry Vanover, because you need that support. You cannot do it by yourself. No matter how much you try, you will not be able to. And if you're making ends meet, you're truly cheating yourself from being that much more, and people around you need you to be that much more. So those are things to look for, and I certainly am mindful of that every single day. How else can I do this? How can I do it better? What do I need to do? Let me ask questions. Let me find out. There's plenty of resources, and we have it all. I'm not trying to advertise Premier or Mr. Barry Vanover, but we have it all right there. And when you connect to someone like that, asking for help is very important.
I think that it's about networking. It's about hanging
Yes.
out and having relationships with like-minded people that has either done what
Yes.
you're wanting to get done or is in the trenches with you. Those different types of
Yes.
relationships. and always striving to be better and striving to learn more, and keeping an open mind. I agree, and that's great advice. Myself, now that we have 5 locations, and I didn't want to do multiple locations necessarily either, because I'm so busy running the consulting company and the Premier Martial Arts licensing. But going from an individual school owner to a multi-school owner is quite a jump. And I agree with you. It's about providing opportunities for others is the main reason you would want to do that. So, do you have anything that's going on with Jose and Jana DeCervo that something exciting you would like to share with us, or some project you guys are doing, or something?
Yes, actually, yes. We always like to be involved in doing things. So we're starting this project called Amplified Identity. I shared with you a little bit on that. We're so excited about it. We have a great team with that as well, working on it. And it's going to be curriculum based on anti-bullying and leadership development system. And we have psychologists on board. We have salespeople on board. We have a good network of people. We have investors on board as well. Everything that needs to happen. We have editors, we have writers, and we meet almost on a daily, weekly basis. 2-3 times a week, we're meeting to get this going because we're working on a deadline as well. And we have some schools interested already in the program, and that's exciting because that's going to do great things for the kids and for the industry and for just so much. I think it's going to be really awesome.
This is the anti-bullying program that school systems will adopt for their teachers to teach, right? Oh, wow.
Yes, correct.
That's exciting.
Correct.
So I look forward to hearing more about that, and make sure you keep us posted on that. Hey, do you have any other advice that you want to give to the school owners that are tuning in to this?
Yes, definitely. One of the things that has helped me navigate through the challenges in business and to continue moving forward with the healthy mind and healthy outlook is number one, nothing in business is personal. And if you're doing anything, you've been taken, you've been lied to, you've been tried to be defamed, all those kind of things, and certainly you can get upset about it, but don't take it personal. Let's keep it moving. It's not that big of a deal. Second, handle those issues the proper way. For me, I pray, I ask God to lead me, then I have good people around me to support me, and I have a great team, and move forward. So it's important to surround yourself with a good support. And third, be quick to not invest your time, energy, focus, money, whatever it takes. Be very quick to not invest with or in people that do not have potential. The reason for that is they're going to be in constant pain, and you're going to be in constant pain. It won't be pleasurable at all. So be quick to say, we're not a mix, we're not a match, it's not going to work out, and let's move on, and it's better for everybody. So those are 3 things I've learned in the past few years to keep going forward with a happy, with a smile, with a good heart, and all of that good stuff. That way you don't develop resentment, anger. People are people, and you're going to always have somebody that's going to want to be good to you, and you might miss that opportunity.
Very good. And when you keep a guy on your team or a person on your team that isn't going to enable you to take this business to the next level, you're actually doing them a disservice, because you're keeping them from finding what that niche is that they're going to be good at in life, and we're keeping them around our business too long, right? So we're actually doing them a disservice. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Very good way of putting it. All right, man. Well, I really appreciate your time. I know the owners that are tuning in to these success sessions are going to enjoy this, and we look forward to hearing more from you and Jana, okay?
Awesome,
all right, I'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you very much.
Thanks, bro. Bye-bye.
Yes.